So I want to talk about probably one of the best and insightful memes out there. And this meme has honestly changed my life. And my boss told me something about this meme that made me take it even more seriously. So I want to share all that with you. So this is something called the midwit meme. Basically, you can say this is like an example for going to the gym. The beginner, which is here, is basically saying just a brain dead response, which is just exercise. And the expert is saying the same thing, just exercise. And the person in the middle, or the midwit, is going through all these different things that they do, very specific, probably useless, and they definitely have diminishing returns. And most people end up in the middle. But these people think they're smart. For example, if you're a beginner in the gym, you're kind of just exercising and you hear someone saying, yeah, 6.5 grams of creatine and make sure you get, 0.87 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Like they know so much, yet they don't end up getting results. And the reason is because they end up focusing on all these tiny little things rather than the main needle mover. And the main needle mover is just, well, in this case, just exercise hard. And that's it. And this does not just apply to the gym. My boss was telling me how this applies to life as well. And one of the things he told me recently was the beginner, when it comes to setting life goals, would say something like, just do what makes you happy and what makes you fulfilling. Whereas the person in the middle is like, yeah, gotta make money, gotta grind, gotta map out my 10-year plan, 5-year plan, gotta know exactly what I'm gonna do, map out my career trajectory, gonna read all these books on how to live properly, philosophy, all the shit. And then the expert is just do what makes you happy every day. And that's it. And it's so hard for me to just translate the emotion I felt when my boss slash mentor was telling me this, because he was giving me some professional development. And he went through this very, very long story. But the conclusion of it was, if you just do what makes you happy every single day, that is the win condition. It doesn't matter about tomorrow. Tomorrow doesn't exist. You're just living a bunch of todays in succession until one day there is no tomorrow. And that's your entire life. And so you should just try and maximize what brings you happiness every day, what brings you fulfillment. And you have to be careful because it's what makes you personally fulfilled, not what other people think is fulfilling. So if you don't think like, chasing money, chasing whatever is the life goal you want, even though you may be brainwashed to thinking so, then that's not what you should chase. Personally, for me, I told my boss that I've been kind of influenced by these Bali-preneurs who, are on Bali or like Thailand, on the beach, doing remote work, and that's their life. And the thing is, that sounds so appealing. But the thing is, well, first of all, my boss said, if you really want to do that, you probably don't need as much money as you think to pull that off. And second of all, do you really think that's going to make you happy? And when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, maybe it would be nice for a holiday, but I don't think I would do that for, let's say, a year or 5 years. It'll get kind of boring real quick. And this just comes back to this meme. It's kind of like funny, right? That a stupid meme can tell you so much about life. But there's a deeper point. So let's just use the life example. The beginner says, just do what's fulfilling. The expert says, do what's fulfilling. The idiot in the middle says all this stuff. The thing is, on the x-axis here, it is not time. People think that you start off as a beginner and you always progress to the midwit and then you always progress down to the expert. The thing is, it's not. As you can see, the x-axis here has nothing to do with time. It's not IQ, by the way. It's just a bit of a meme. But it's a deliberate choice to decide whether you're the expert or the midwit or the beginner. Oftentimes, the difference between the expert and the beginner is the level of intentionality behind the statements. The expert understands all of this, understands all of the beginner stuff, and they've decided that what the beginner is believing in is true, whereas the beginner doesn't know that. But in terms of what they do, the beginner and the expert think the same thing. So it's a conscious decision whether you're a midwit or you're an expert. So I hope that with this video, and I hope that for myself, I'm using this video to hold myself accountable as well, to think more like this little guy here with the hood, rather than this guy, the midwit. So yeah, that's the midwit meme and the life lesson it taught me. So Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.